Welcome to Flim Flam Films. I'm Stephen Mommy, and joining me, like always, is
Zane Wilson.
Wow, Zane. How you been, buddy?
All right. But I have an announcement to make.
Zane, what is that lovely announcement you're going to make?
Well, to all of our tens of fans out there.
I like it. Hang on. Just let me real quick.
Yeah.
I like how you go, the tens.
The tens of fans. We probably have...
because we have about 10 fans.
Well, we probably only have about the ones of fans.
We're like The Rock, but we were like The Rock when he was Rocky and people were chanting, "Die, Rocky, die,
oh my
Rocky."
Gosh. The two people out there that listen to us and Steven's mom, hello.
My dad listens, not my mom.
Oh, okay. You're and Steven's dad.
Thank you.
But, yeah, we've been away for a while. We had our summer breaks and we came back.
It was a hot minute.
Yeah. And so before, the Flim Flam Films was basically a show about movies, and we talked about them, reviewed them, and such. But but now we're going to make the transition to a more normal podcast, you could say, instead of the review show.
Going from films to the Flim Flam in our name. That's what we're doing, Zane. Yeah.
Yes, we will still go by Flim Flam Films because we will also start to put out comedy sketches.
Or serious, depending on your taste.
Yeah, maybe. But we will now have this kind of normal podcast, like, every day, like Joe Rogan or other type stuff like that. So, and eventually we will have guests and a camera setup. Yeah,
we are. Big things happening here, boys.
Oh,
Big things.
Yeah, this is our inaugural episode of the new Flim Flam Films.
So, Zane, just real quick, you know how, like, a lot of podcasts, before we talk about our summer and stuff, you know how a lot of podcasts call people, like, certain things? Like, you got, like, Chris D'Elia in his podcast, he calls everybody his babies.
Okay. You want to have a word for the people that listen to ours?
Yeah, the two people, right? I just want to call everybody our puppies, like our dogs, because that's hilarious.
I mean,
But do you want to make one that's specific to the podcast? Like our flims, or are they our flims?
Our flims are our flims. Our flims, like P-H-E.
Our flams. Instead of our fans, they're the flames.
I think right now, I think we should sleep on it and see if we should even have a name for people that listen to our show. I don't think we're prolific enough for that.
Out of the 3 people that watch it, what do you guys want to be called? Yeah, watch it, listen right now. I don't know, they might stare at the screen, the one image for
watch the title for however long this will be.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool if you do, so... Yeah, you know what I do like, Zane? We're not all of our podcasts, we have not been like, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Well, bang. Also, I just want to get into semantics. Our old show, it wasn't really a podcast, it was just a review show, really.
Yeah.
It was a long, well, I guess it could be a Views podcast. I don't know.
We're breaking out of the shell, boys.
Yeah, we're no longer just talking about movies.
Yeah.
Even though when we talked about movies, we would also kind of get off track and talk about other things.
Yeah. You hear that, Flams?
I said we should sleep on it first.
You're right. You hear that? People, my puppies.
All you cats out there.
Cats, dogs, you big fish.
Yeah. All right, so I think we should start off talking about our summers and if we did anything. So, Steven, how was your summer?
Zane, my summer was like any other summer in the neighborhood.
What does that mean?
I went to work. I had class. Because, I'm graduating this semester. Big college brain over here.
Yes, we're all very proud of Steven.
Thank you. It means a lot coming from you, Zane. It was just work, school, a lot of nothing. Yeah, what about you, buddy?
Well, let me tell you.
Oh, true adventure right here. I want one adventure, I think. Yeah, one
this
adventure.
Summer, when I got home, out of the 3 summers that I've had in between my years in college, the single most boring summer I think I've ever had.
Hell yeah, brother.
Because
hell yeah.
Up until that point, the first summer after my freshman year, I went home, but I worked. I worked at my family's farm the whole summer. So I had something to do at least, right? I had running, cross country, and I had work at the farm. But the year after that, I lived here in Montevallo with
with Connor.
With our friend Connor in an apartment and ran with him and stuff.
Also, we forgot to mention, we're also going to try to have a lot more guests on the show.
Yeah, so once we have a couple episodes when we're more established.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we get our camera set up. But anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted.
It wasn't rudely interrupted. You just reminded me of it, and we forgot to say it at the beginning, okay?
Okay.
But yes, boring summer, continue.
Okay, and just this past summer, I thought, I was, right now I'm taking Calculus 2. And funny thing about that is I tried to take Cal 2 last
Big
fall.
brain Zane, guys.
And last summer I said, okay, I'm going to reteach myself Cal 1 to get ready for Cal 2. Maybe one day in June I looked over Cal 1 for about 30 minutes to an hour. And then I never opened the book again. And then the first day of Cal 2 started. And the professor for it, she goes very, very, very quickly. And she's okay, let's do a little bit of review. Fills up the entire board with all kinds of equations and stuff like that. And I'm just looking at it like it's all Greek. And I'm just like, oh,
this is when Zane wished he had a smartphone or just a camera so he could take a picture of the board.
And I had a panic attack. And then as soon as class was done, I went up and I said, I think I might need to drop out of this class. And she was like, oh, why? And I was like, well, I just don't remember this. And she's like, oh, just go over integrals, substitution rule, all that stuff. And I said, well, yeah, but it's been 3 years since I took Calculus 1. She was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I took it my first semester, my senior year of high school, and then I haven't had a math class since then like this. And she was like, oh, well, you might want to drop it then. Yeah. So then there's the first class I dropped in college. And then so we're fast forward to just this past summer where I planned on taking Cal 2 again because I didn't want to not gonna repeat the same mistake. Well, yes, that, and I'm only getting it to get a math minor.
Yeah, big brain Zane.
And if I didn't take it, I would either have to stay a fifth semester or just not have it, and I want to get it. So this summer I was like,
want you to get it too, buddy.
I have to do this. And so I went on Khan Academy. Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I'm not a math minor.
So I don't care about math.
The hardest math I have to take right now is statistics for my psychology minor. Mm-hmm. And that was like the previous math I had in college because for some odd reason they wouldn't let me take like a lower math course because of my ACT.
Oh, it's too high. You're too smart for that.
Yeah, I just wanted to take like basic algebra.
Oh, you just want to take the easy way out, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I'm paying for it, so why can't it be easy, right?
Well, yeah, and to be fair, I also did that with my science or lab requirements because I took chemistry 100, physics 100, and biology 100.
Yeah, exactly, you cheater.
That's not cheating.
I did Chem 101, okay? Much harder.
Oh.
Yeah, freshman year, dude.
I was freshman year. But anyway, to complete this story, this past summer I was like, okay, I need to do Cal 1 in preparation for Cal 2. I have to do this.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So I took all my stuff downstairs to the kitchen in my house. And I was like, okay, I can study better here than in my room. Because in my room I have a bunch of distractions, right? And so Khan Academy has Cal 1 set up in 8 different units.
They're not bad.
And I finished 1 unit the whole summer. I started out in June
that's
and did
progression, though.
And then I had a big gap in the middle of the summer and started it again.
Yeah, compared to the other summer, though, you did 0. And this one you did 1. Hell yeah, brother.
It's actually worse, though. Because at the end of this summer, I looked more closely at the way Khan Academy has it set up. And they have it for AP Calculus, and the 8 units was Part A of AP Calculus Part A and B. So I did 1 unit of the first half of it, and I was like, oh man, I don't think I'm going to be ready for this. And then saying
you just got to dive in head first, like the communication department motto, fake it, believe it, love it. And that's just what you got to do. Or, in other terms, wing it, believe it, love it. And that's what you got to do for Cal, too.
Well, I can't really do that with math.
Yeah, man, just wing it.
But yeah, the first day I got in, had the same kind of panic attack, but I knew a little bit of it this time. And
big brain Zane.
I'm doing okay so far. So yeah.
Zane, I have 100% confidence in you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but just to recap, all I did this summer was sit in my kitchen and surf the web on my laptop. That's all I did.
Bro, that's some big adventures, man.
Not really. I listened to a lot of music.
The only big adventure I had, I went to Florida for 1 week to see my aunt and grandparents, and then I'm a huge wrestling fan for those of you that don't know who I am, but you should all know because there's only like 6 of you, right? But maybe if we ever get big enough, right, the other people won't know. And then I got to try wrestling for the first time, right? I went to a school, like real ring and stuff.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And bro, like I listen to a lot of like podcasts for wrestling and watch a lot, so like I knew like hitting the ropes was gonna hurt. And like I worked out all summer. I'm like on a.
You did not work out.
Yes,
all
I
summer.
did. Not ran, but I did lift all summer.
Okay.
And
Let me see the pecs.
Bro, I'm shredded, Zane.
Okay, I'll believe.
Even though I'm like on a 3-week break.
3-week break.
I blame the opposite sex. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because. Yeah, I'm not.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Now. Yeah, but anyway, I go to this gym, right, and I hit the ropes. Bro, my back was so sore. I was so sore all of it because I did like conditioning with them afterwards. Mm-hmm. That was the first time I've thrown up after any conditioning or working out since probably in like high school. We did this one. It's one drill they do for like actual tryouts, and you got like in the middle of the ring, you have basically a punching bag. And you basically do a burpee, and then you flip over it, and you bounce off the rope, and you have to do as many as you can within a minute. And like the most like at that school that anybody's done was like 6 3/4, right? And we did that like 3 times. And then even if you were close to a minute, he would just basically make you do 6. And it honestly to me, even though like. I think the more sore I get after a workout, the more I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Well, because then you feel like more like there's
actually like
something happened because you're working out and you feel it.
And it was so much fun. Honestly, Zane, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to quit life. I'm going to be a pro wrestler. I think
that'd be really cool.
Listen, I can shit talk better than like most, so like I already halfway there. I just got to work out twice as much.
Yeah, you got to get buff.
And then I just got to learn all the basics, dive head in. But, with this R major, it actually helps because I can do behind-the-scenes stuff until I'm ready, dude.
So are there any – I don't know much about wrestling.
I know. That's what our capstone's going to be. I'm going to make you a whiz.
Are there any, like, famous pro wrestlers that are kind of like your build, kind of like smaller build?
Oh, yeah, dude. And
they do well?
Yeah, well, more and more, I think, like, the company nowadays, it's – like back in like the 70s and like old school, like you have like Hulk Hogan, who's like 6'6".
Andre the Giant.
Yeah, Andre the Giant. Big Show. Yeah, Giant. I don't know if I can speak. But like now you have a lot of smaller guys like Daniel Bryan. I think he's like 5'8". Mm-hmm. A lot of people are like right on the crest.
Cusp.
Yeah, thank you. About 6 feet tall. So a lot of people are being small. Now they're still jacked and they do like they're 205, but they're just getting more to be like. Yeah, that's really hard to find like 6'4" guys constantly. Like one of the up and coming wrestler, his name is Jungle Boy, also, but his real name is Jack Perry. So you ever watch Riverdale?
No, I know what it's based on.
Yeah, the guy that plays Archie's dad, Luke Perry, who passed away recently.
Oh, yeah, I know.
His son is Jungle Boy. So his son is a pro wrestler, and he's wrestling for AEW, and he's like. I'm not sure his actual height, but I'm pretty sure he's under 6 feet. But he weighs like 152.
Oh, okay. That's like how much I weigh.
Yeah, and he signed a major deal for this new company. It's going to be pro wrestling on TNT for the first time since like WCW, the Monday Night Wars, when wrestling was cool, by the mainstream.
Steven, I really think you could actually do that.
Yeah,
dude, you have so much charisma.
Dude, I know. That's
you could kill it in the ring.
I just have to get there. Like I watched so much like more. Like there was a break that I did from like when I first moved down to Alabama, and then like once I got back to college, I give it to like a couple of like matches caught my attention, but like with Jay Strong, Jay helped bring it, and then like Jason back in our department, like. Because of them, I finally had like somebody to talk to about wrestling, and that just rekindled the fire. And I was just like, man, I still have no life direction. But like, like when you're a kid and you have like that first dream or two, like what you want to be. That's what it is, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna do that.
You know what my first dream job was when I was really little?
I hope it's something awesome.
Guess a couple.
I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. It's relating to the sciences.
Oh, sciences?
Yes. And to a kid, it might actually seem boring, but I was really interested in it.
No, I bet Zane's science is probably like being a chef, which is a real science, according to Dr. Stone. I don't know if you watch anime, but pretty good. You should watch it.
Okay. I know what it's about.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a big hint. Dr. Stone.
Hey, you just want to be a doctor? Or you want to study rocks?
I wanted to be a geologist when I was little.
Dude, my little sister, she was a double major for that at Alabama and math, and then she realized that one was useless, and now she's just gonna be a math teacher. Yeah.
Well, when I was little, up till I was about 10 or 11 years old, one of my favorite things was just going out in the woods. Right? Not really anymore. But I loved going out and any rock I saw that was just slightly interesting, kind of cool, picked it up. And to be fair, my interest never went past that. I never researched anything about rocks or being a geologist. I just liked finding cool rocks and picking them up and collecting them and then looking at them.
Same.
I have some pretty cool specimens in my house.
All the cool parts of Indiana Jones. He just goes and he does the adventure, but low key, everyone forgets that he's a professor at a university. Well, he's just hunting for the rocks.
It's not even that. It would be I do the adventuring, but I'm homeless and I'm not a professor.
That's what I'm saying. You just do the cool things. You have a cool hat, a cool whip, and then they're like, how do you, how does everybody know you? How do you afford this? You're just I'm Zane.
I'm Zane. Actually, the coolest rock I ever found, it's about the size of my fist, or the size of a normal fist. And
adult Zane fist or kid Zane fist?
Not your size, but an adult fist.
My feelings.
Yeah, I know you don't have any. You don't have to keep bringing that up.
Zane, I have a lot of feelings.
Well, your feelings are annoyance.
Yeah, I was about to say, I get annoyed.
Yes.
And I laugh. Which isn't a feeling, but
it's this tan rock with some red tints in it.
Yeah, it's called paint.
And along the outside, on one edge of it, it's chiseled. And it was probably used by Native Americans for something like that. Some kind of tool, maybe crushing something. I don't know. But that's cool. But the second part about it that brings it all together is that on the bottom of it, there's not a fossil, but just an imprint of a fossil, of a footprint.
Oh, sick!
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I never got it actually checked out. That's what I like to think it is. It looks cool, at least.
It looks cool. Hey, that's all that's important, right? When you collect stuff, as long as it looks cool.
Yeah, really. I mean, I have a couple Tupperwares at home just filled with rocks and arrowheads. That's another thing that I just remembered. I get annoyed because I have never found a complete arrowhead in my whole life. Never. I've always found just tiny pieces of flint, or I found a couple half arrowheads.
No full.
And my parents love arrowhead hunting, right? And go down search for stuff like that. My dad and mom, they can walk out to a field for 30 seconds and then trip over 5 of them and find them. No joking. One time my dad came out to my grandparents.
No joking.
And he went out into the field behind their house, and within 5 minutes he found an arrowhead, a full one, and it was really nice. And I haven't found one my whole life. I'm so terrible at looking for them. I want to find one so bad.
Zane, one of these days. Honestly, that's what we're gonna do, Zane. You're gonna just be finding cool rocks and stuff.
Have you ever gone? I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
Yeah, no, you're good. No, I have not gone rock hunting or arrowhead hunting.
It's really fun.
Yeah, I mean,
it's very relaxing.
Hunting is all right. I'm just lazy, you know.
I mean, yeah, we're both kind of lazy.
It's not. I don't think. I mean, yeah, I'm lazy, but at the same time, after looking at other students at this university, I don't think I'm lazy because anything that I have my mind set on or that I need to do, I get it done, and I get it done efficiently and quickly and effectively, right?
Yeah.
But in class, I show up every day, you show up every day, but then we have people that skip, and that's 90% of your grade. How lazy do you have to be to miss class every day?
Well, and also, even though you don't participate in sports anymore at the college, I don't consider you a NARP.
Oh yeah, no.
It mostly just comes down to people being NARPs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would be the slowest on the team, even if I just ran for a month, honestly.
Yeah, but
athletics.
For those of you that don't know, NARP is a term. It's spelled NARP that we use, and it stands for non-athletic regular people. And then that go to the school.
Now, unbeknownst, there's another meaning for NARP, which is the exact same thing, but it's just not athletic. It's just a non-religious person. I didn't know that people use that term for that either. Except those super Catholics. Matthew knew what a NARP was, but he didn't know it as.
Oh, it was a different meaning.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
There's one for about basically being like an atheist or just not a religious person. Yeah. He confused me the first time he said it. I was like, "What? You are a narc? Get out of here!"
And was he offended by that?
He was like, "Yeah, I mean, he's a Catholic president, man."
Wait, we have like
of the campus. He's like he's not the president. He's like of the little club. That's what I call him. He's like, he runs like the Catholic campus ministry.
Oh, okay, that place. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So yeah, he was offended. But then I also think he was offended because when I told him that means non-athletic person, he was like, "But I play intramurals," and I was like, "Exactly."
Yeah, intramurals are nothing. Get up at 5:30 in the morning on Sunday and go run for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a blast. Honestly, Zane, you know, I'll show you the promo later from wrestling, but I equivalent my running career at the end of. Now, nobody that listens to this knows this, but like, there's a wrestler, one of the best wrestlers of all time, Shawn Michaels, in like '97, like late '97 or '98, he got injured, and then he cuts a promo where he talks about how he lost his smile. Yeah, and he goes like the whole thing like, you know, this is a time where you're not supposed to cry because you're a man and whatnot. Talks about masculinity and stuff. And he's like, but you know, my mom sees me and she's like, "What happened to your smile?" So I'm not, even if I do come back healthy, like if I recover from surgery and everything fine, because he has to relinquish the title. He's just like, until I find my smile back, I'm not coming back. And that's how I felt about running, honestly, with getting hurt and then just not having fun at all. That's how I equate it.
That's kind of what happened.
I lost my smile, man.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened with Connor, except without the injury. He just kind of lost interest in it.
Yeah. One of these days it might come back. But
maybe.
Who knows? Who knows? I run with these sometimes. I'm trying to do it more, but you know, adulthood.
Adulthood?
Yeah, my adulthood.
Okay. I maybe this is probably very naive of me, but I think people emphasize too much that they don't.
Agreed.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say, but you can still say it, but I just want to say I agree.
I think people make too big a deal of, I don't have enough time to do that.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly.
People have, I believe, okay, now there are situations where people do have to work like literally all the time and to support their family or whatnot. But I feel for most people, you can make time for almost anything. Most people are just lazy. That's my opinion.
I agree.
On that.
And I'm lazy on things that I don't care about, and I don't care about running. But I have been trying to run a lot more with you, so. Athletics.
I mean, afternoon runs Tuesday through Friday.
I know, man. When I'm not working, I'm not dead inside.
Yeah.
And out.
Dead inside. Are you okay, bud?
Yeah, Zane, I'm perfectly fine.
You want to talk about it on air?
On air. Yeah, Zane, I was just having a real long day, you know? Yeah. No life purpose. I'm slowly getting there, but
don't you have you're getting a minor in psychology?
Yeah, dude, that's why. And the more I think that's what makes me so mad about people. There's no psychological reason for everyone to just be a piece of shit.
What does that even mean?
Okay, so I'll be at work, right?
Also, Steven works at GameStop.
Yeah, I basically work retail. We can just leave it at retail.
Yeah.
I just hate a lot of guests. Just because, like, I like a lot of our regulars, and I like most guests. But, like, dude, how dumb do you have to be? Like, people be like, first off, I don't know every single game. And nobody knows every single game. You know how many times like they ask me what a game is, and I'll be like, "Oh, there's Google," or I'll grab the case from their hand and I'll just read the back, and then they'll be like, "Oh, wow, he's so knowledgeable," and I'm like,
"Really?
You could have just read the back."
Well, that to me seems so. That just seems what's the word? They're more oblivious than actually
but it's just,
stupid.
It's just dumb things like that. Or they'll be like, I don't know how it goes because like I can. Honestly, at this point, I feel like I can say anything and get like good surveys because people will come up to me and be like, "Hey, I got a dumb question for you," and I'll be like, "I have a dumb answer for you," and they'll be like, "Ha, you're so funny," and I'll be like, "No, I'm not."
And you're like, do you ever get frustrated? Like, why aren't you getting mad that I said a really mean thing just now?
Oh, there was one guy, right? You know, like how we sell like mystery boxes, like blind bags, like so they're like mini boxes for those. You can fit in like a palm of your hand, and they come in like cases of like 12 or like 16.
It's like a real life loot box.
Yeah. There was a guest one time. He was individually picking them out, and he was gonna buy them all out, and he was like putting them in his shirt to like bring to the counter. And I look at him. And I guess I say this more like an a-hole than I realize. And I'm like, bro, you can just bring the whole case up there. What are you, dumb? And then the guy working with me, right, just dies. He just falls over, and I'm like, dude, why are you laughing? I just told him he could bring the whole box. He's like, bro, you basically called him an idiot. I was like, I mean, he was being stupid. I don't know what you want me to say.
I mean, yeah, but... I mean, I don't think you weren't calling him an idiot. He just did something stupid.
Right. Okay, but the biggest pet peeve I have, I think, working retail, right, is so we're located at Patton Creek, right? Like, so we're like close to the mall.
Like the Galleria?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anybody that like, first off, when you look up our phone number, right? Because nobody has our phone number saved in your phone, and nobody does Yellow Pages anymore, right? They be looking up our phone number, and then they call and they'll be like, hey, is this the so-and-so GameStop? And I'm like, yeah, you did well reading the Google page. No kidding. And when you answer the phone anyway, you got to say which GameStop you are. And then they immediately ask you, hey, is this so-and-so? And you're like, yeah, it is. And then right after, they'll be like, where you located at? Which makes me so mad, Zane, because the address is literally, it's either right before you can hit call, which immediately takes you to Google Maps in your phone, which makes it 3 times easier, or it's right under the phone number. It's above or below it. It's right there. It's so easy.
Well, to be fair, not everyone has a smartphone.
Yeah, but Zane, for you to like look up the phone number
on your
flip phone, you still see the Google Map address. So like it would be.
And I'm trying to play devil's advocate.
Yeah. So when they do that, right? And this is what I'm saying. Like I don't think I can get in trouble anymore because like they call and they're like, "Hey, where you located at?" And I'm like, "By Dick's." There's a Dick's Sporting Goods for those of you who don't know. And they'll always be like, "Excuse me," and I'm like, "By Dick's." And they just get to say Dick's all the time to them. And it's like I swear, like 9 times out of 10, it's a woman. And they're like, "Excuse me, honey." And I'm like, "Excuse you, Dick's Sporting Goods? You ever heard of it?" And then they immediately, like, I obviously can't see them through the phone.
Yeah.
But you know, like that guilty shame blush that women do and the men do too, like when they're like,
okay.
like, you know, like when they're thinking.
Like when they realize that they said something stupid.
Yeah, it's always that. And then they become very polite.
Wait, so your store that you're working as in Hoover?
Yeah, shooting Hoover.
Okay, I guess I was close to you then the other day.
Yeah, probably. If you were at 2nd and Charles, it's like across the street.
Did you say 2nd and Charles? Let's talk about 2nd and Charles real quick.
2nd and Charles.
Okay, so 2nd and Charles, great bookstore. They also have DVDs and CDs, and most importantly, comic books. Now, we're probably going to talk about this many more times, much more in depth on later episodes.
Zane.
But I love comic books. And
who doesn't?
Lots of people.
Nerds.
I will tell you, when I was in high school in Enterprise, never met a single person at the whole school that read comic books.
Dude, that was
and there were like 1,500 people there.
Throwback to freshman year, right? So it was first week of preseason.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one of the guys on the team. This was when like me and Zane first like low key met. This guy was talking to me about Batman, and I'm not a huge fan of Batman. I think he's overrated, and that's a fact. That's not an opinion. That's a bona fide fact.
Ooh,
Batman is overrated. But I'm a huge Nightwing fan, right? Because he's a better Batman. He's better than Bruce in every way, right? So one of the guys on the team, real cool guy, Andrew, he was talking about Batman, and we were talking about it. And then Zane comes up out of nowhere, this giant man. I mean, not giant, he's just regular height. But he comes like from behind. He goes, "Hey guys, you talking about comic books?"
Hey, I don't talk like that anymore, at least.
Yeah, and we're like, yeah, and then I was like, yeah, we're just talking about Batman. That's his favorite hero, apparently. And we're like, and I'm just saying Batman's overrated. And Zane goes, not missing a beat, he goes, yeah, he is. And then this upperclassman to us is like, well, that's not true because I'm Batman. And I love Andrew, but that made my day. And then mine and Zane's friendship were born.
Yes, and it blossomed. Well, we hung out a lot freshman year, and then sophomore year we took a break because I never saw you sophomore year.
What happened sophomore year?
Nothing. We didn't really talk to each other that whole year.
It's because did you switch to mass communication?
I never switched. I chose because I stayed undeclared until I chose this.
What happened sophomore year? Is that when I started? No. Yeah, that's basically when I started dating Kia. So that's probably why. And then I saw you like it was the beginning half of the year that we didn't hang out. But the second half of the year we did hang out like a lot.
Yeah, because
indirectly. Yeah.
Yeah, because Ashley and Kia were still rooming that first semester, and we did see each other in there. I remember when I helped.
I mean, I just don't go to like parties and stuff because I don't care.
Yeah,
and because that's money.
I don't really do it anymore. But remember when I helped you read out that play in their room, and we were being so loud? Yeah, that was great.
This story. For those of you that want to know the play's called The Wolves. I had to read it for my theater class, which was a fantastic class. The teacher was great. Extra credit writing a suspense play is still my favorite extra credit I've ever done in my entire college career because it was a one-word play and it literally was just boo and that was suspenseful and I got full credit.
That's
fantastic. Awesome. Yeah, it was great. I had like a 125 in that class when I finished. But the whole play is just about these girls on a soccer team and talking about their life. And one of their friends, I think, is killed. I think she gets like hit by a truck or a car in the snow when she's running and training. And me and Zane read this whole play, I think the most obnoxious way you can. We're like, number 23 says blah, 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 blah. And then,
oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and then she's like, yeah, you don't like your boyfriend? I'm like, oh my God. And then like
we totally played it up.
And, you should have saw the anger coming from from
Kia and Ashley.
Yeah.
They were so annoyed.
It's so fun though to see. I'm basically the devil's advocate when it comes to people. I think it's the most adorable and funny thing when girls get mad and they clench their fists and they like pout. It's so funny to me.
Why is that?
It's just adorable. I don't think I've ever. I can't be intimidated, so it just cracks me up when somebody tries to be intimidating. So like, Zane, if you ever got like mad, like if I ever saw you, like,
I got legitimately mad. I don't think I've ever been legitimately mad.
I don't think I would be scared. I think I would be pissing myself of laughter. Like, I think I would be laughing so hard. And you just... Which, honestly, probably is going to get me killed one day. Because, like, the madder you get, the funnier it is to me.
And that way, you would probably help me. Because if I, for some reason, actually get upset at something... Seeing you laugh at me would automatically snap me out of it. And I would try and be angry. And I'd be like, I'm so... angry, and then I would start laughing with you.
It's so funny though, but like I do it all the time. That's like advice to any young kids if we ever get any young followers. Now parents don't slap you or spank you, but
yeah, what's with that?
Yeah, I don't know. People are getting too soft. But like, so my mom and them used to spank us and hit us or like slap us if we like said a curse word or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Curse words aren't bad. But anyway, she would like put her hand up to slap me, and I think by the time when I first moved down to Alabama, I figured this out. I don't even know how it came about, but I think I was like 10 or 11. She put her hand up to slap me at the dinner table, and I just put my hand up real quick, and I gave her a high five. And after that, she stopped immediately. She was so dumbfounded by it. She like stopped, looked at her hand. By that time, I was like across the room, so she couldn't do anything. Because, quick 11-year-old over here. And she's just like, what? And then, like, I have 5 siblings, so, all of them
are like, ooh.
Or just, like, laughing. Because she's like, does this man just give her a high five? Like, what's going through his head? Never again. I don't think, like, a parent can hit you after you give them, like, a high five. Like, they go up to slap you and you give them a high five. They're like, what? What's going on here? That's what you need to do.
I never had an adult slap me, but when we said curse words, we got the old soap in the mouth treatment. Wash that dirty mouth out with soap.
Yeah, we just had like a sandal that low-key had rocks in it at one point. Cause you know like those old sandals that like not like the full, like the whole, like the heel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if you step on like small like pebbles or rocks, they get stuck. Yeah, they just never cleaned that out, so that's what we got.
Ouch.
I learned real quick. My dad always said, you know, if you're a grown man, you always keep your wallet with you, right?
Okay.
So we learned real quick to always have a wallet in our bag. I'm not gonna say I was a good child. I was getting in trouble all the time. Also, I'm a middle child, so you know I was the one easy.
Yeah, you're the
easy
weird
favorite. One. Yeah, easy pick to get beat up. So we learned real quick to keep a wallet in your back pocket, but like, you know, when that real beating was coming, right? Like a real beating, you'd be like, somehow you have two wallets. You don't have any money in either of the wallets, but you have two wallets. And my parents, at one point, they got smart enough to know, like, if we had a wallet in our pocket, because they would take the wallets out before they would spank us. They would be like, oh, you think you're smart? Not today. And
Wait, how long did they spank you?
Oh, you would, depending on the punishment, dude, you would go from like one.
No. So I mean, like, to what age? When did they stop doing that?
I think when we moved to Alabama, it was like 10.
10,
and then
really?
They got rid of like battles. Yeah, they like stopped different ages. So like when we moved to Alabama, they didn't really do anything because they just didn't have. I don't think they cared, honestly. They did for my youngest brother. He didn't really get the paddle all that much or anything. I think that really stopped with me because my little sister, she didn't get it. They got the ears pulled. I think that's why my ears are so big, to be honest. Is because I was getting in trouble.
It's totally not genetics.
They were just yank that ear across like you trying to go explore in Walmart or anywhere. And
and then you have to hold on to the pocket.
Yeah.
Or hold on to the belt.
Because, you know, we weren't cool enough to get that special cart, you know, even though I have 5 siblings, you know, the ones where you could actually sit on the cart. Yeah.
I'd rather walk. I don't like those.
Yeah.
But my grandparents, I lived with my grandparents growing up from the age of like 6. But that's kind of when I was like 7, they stopped spanking me because they realized it didn't do anything because I just took it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't do anything. I mean, like, Zane, I think the only emotion I have is laughter, right? I think
that laughter isn't an emotion.
Well, you know, like, that's the only thing. I think, like, all my, my reactions to everything is just, like, laughter. So, like, if you were to, like, smack me in the face, I don't think I would cry. I think I would just laugh at you and then be like, what is that? As hard as you can hit me harder, you know? Like, stop being a baby, okay?
Okay.
So, like, when I was, like, 13, I burned down my backyard on accident.
What? How did this happen?
So, I was playing with matches, right? Actually, I wasn't 13. I was, like, 11. And I was playing with matches, and this, honestly, looking back at it, you're welcome, Mom and Dad, because we had, like, a lot of grass built up because we bought the house. This was, like, when we first moved down to Alabama. I was playing with matches, and the wind caught up, and I was stomping out the fire, right? Wind caught up, burned down the whole backyard. My grandparents were over from Florida in their RV. Dude, I got this smack beat out of me, and I was just laughing the whole time. Because I didn't think it, like, it's not even that it was funny that I did it at the time. I don't even know what was going through my head. I just was like, I don't know why I think it's funny. Because, like, my mom's yelling at me, and then my grandparents are yelling at me for the same stuff. And I think at that point, I was just like, if somebody has to repeat themselves, that's just dumb. So that's funny to me.
Very logical.
I'm just getting the smack. And then, like, when my dad got home that day, he also beat me, and I think I was just laughing the entire time.
I bet that just made them more mad. Like, why is it? Oh,
yeah, I definitely did. But, like, that's what I'm going to do in pro wrestling. Somebody's going to, like, drop kick me. Like, they're going to, like, actually give me a real hit, and I'm going to eat it. But then I'm going to be, like, laughing at them. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Dude, you could be the next Undertaker.
No, I don't think so. Undertaker's too serious.
No, I mean, in terms of, like, winning.
Oh, yeah. Undefeated.
Because no one can defeat you because you don't care.
Yeah. It's just, as long as I get good politics in the business, you know?
What?
Dude, it's all booking. They pick who wins, picks who loses.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. Everything else is all talent.
Really?
Yeah, they pick like every now and then they'll pick like big spots or spots they want to do and stuff. But like other than like the loser and victor, they usually just be like, okay, go out, do your stick. Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know who you would like?
Who? Dude Love?
Dude Love, yeah, man. But like, you would like 2 indie stars. Well, one just got signed by the company that's going on TNT, AEW, All Elite Wrestling. You would like Orange Cassidy.
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, freshly squeezed, and then you would love Joey Ryan.
Why would I love Joey Ryan?
Joey Ryan is the king of the dong style.
What is the dong style?
So his finisher is called the dick flip.
All right.
Yeah. So basically, I like how we're just going on this tangent. I'm just bringing everything back to wrestling. But his finisher, right? His opponent, the whole match, he's trying to get his opponent to grab his dick. Right?
Okay.
Because his dick is so powerful.
Is it like Goldfinger?
I'll show you a clip, or like maybe we'll link it. We'll link it if somebody gets the 40 minutes. I'm sure we're going to wrap this up maybe at like an hour or something. But like I'll link it if somebody actually goes through on another YouTube clip. But they grab his dick and he goes like, I'm trying to figure out how to describe this with words for the listeners.
Right now you're raising your arms above your head.
He raises his arms and then he like pulls them down to his side like in a squeezing motion.
Okay.
And then like his opponent like while holding his dick is like falling in
trembling.
Pain, like he's trembling. And he does it like 2 times, and then on the 3rd time he flips, like he just does a shake, like he tilts to the right,
like a death roll from an alligator.
Yeah, he does like a death roll, and then his opponent flips because just no hands. He flips him with his dick, and that's his finisher, right?
Well, I have to say that is incredible.
Yeah,
I don't think that would exactly work in real life.
No, but it's hilarious, and like he goes through, and like the way he works as a character is so good. Like the only person that his dick flip doesn't work against is his wife, who's also a professional wrestler.
Oh,
because obviously
this got more interesting.
Yeah, it obviously would work, but he does a lot of intergender matches, so he does a lot of matches with girls, and he actually has a documentary called out "This Is Wrestling," Joey Ryan's story, which is I'm still trying to find and watch it because it just came out. But he's so good. But like when he goes and does intergender matches, they do like specific spots. Like he has a move called the boob suplex. So he just holds them by the boobs and does a German suplex. He's so good. He's such a funny character. And like matches, like when somebody like tries like an atomic drop is where they lift you up and then they make you land on your knee and like hit you in like a low blow. When he does that in matches, like when an opponent does that to them, their knee like almost like gets shot out. So then they're like limping around the ring like if they just took a hit. Yeah, he's fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah, and then Orange Cassidy, his whole like character.
I really like that name.
Yeah, his gimmick. He's a wrestler that's like super lazy and doesn't want to be like a wrestler.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. So like his hits are like he's kind of like a sloth, right?
Oh.
So like when they announce him, like weighing at a height that doesn't matter.
That sounds like something you'd want to do.
Yeah. And he comes out and he wrestles like basically in like jean joggers, right? No shirt, and he has one elbow pad and he wears sunglasses like what are the aviators the entire match for as long as he can, and he keeps his hands like in his pockets, and until like he gets upset he doesn't go hard at all. So like when people like do like leapfrogs or what, you know what a leapfrog is? Like if they bounce off the ropes and they're running to you and they jump over you, they'll jump and he's just like walking back off the ropes and he'll like crawl under them and like stand back up. Oh, he's so great. The whole match just in his pockets. He has a match against Joey Ryan, and it's probably one of the funniest matches I've ever seen. Because Joey Ryan, the whole match is trying to get his hands out of his pocket so he can touch his dick to like hit his finisher and win.
Oh, and then he can't because his hands are on his face.
Orange Cassidy keeps his hands in his pockets. So there's like 3 spots where Joey Ryan's like grabbing his wrist and he's like, oh, I'm going to get your arm out. And he's like,
Oh wow, yeah. If you can't get access to his hands, the move is impossible.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's wrestling is so good. Also, just because we're on the topic, wrestling has brought so much to American culture that people don't understand. Also, the real American pastime is not baseball; it's professional wrestling.
Oh, bold claim.
It's a fact. It's not a claim.
Oh.
WrestleMania makes more money than the World Series.
Is that so?
Yes, it is.
Well, you know what else makes more money than the Super Bowl?
What?
Esports. Or I don't remember if it's a specific tournament or not. It probably was, but
I mean, esports does make a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
My friend went to a guy I work with. He went to the what is it? I think leagues. Yeah, league. The league.
League of Legends.
Yeah, league tournament that just happened in Detroit. Right, he met so many people, saw so much stuff. Yeah, it was a wild tournament from what he said.
Dude, the kid that won the Fortnite tournament got like $2 or $3 million.
Bro, speaking of that guy, like, okay, so yeah, $3 million. He's like 16. Dude, he wears the pants in that household now. Like, what is his dad gonna say? He's like, time to go to bed for school. You gotta turn off the lights. I pay the light bill, mother. You ain't telling me nothing. Like, what are they gonna say to him?
Well, I don't know how it would work because technically, if he's a minor, I don't know how much control he actually has over the money until he turns 18.
That's what I'm saying. They're like, I basically pay for the light bill. You're welcome. But then, like, my parents, they would be like, I don't know about your parents, but, like, older parents, they would be like, yeah, but I'm the one that paid for all this stuff so you could play the games.
I raised you.
And then they would be like, okay, take $100 and, like, $400, $500 out of the $3 million, and there you go. Your money, you know what? I'll double it for you. Take $1,000 out, perfectly fine.
I don't understand when parents use the argument of like we had so much, we spent so much money raising you. Well, yeah, I'm a child. It's not like you're gonna abandon me. It's not. You say that because I hear. To me, that sounds like it was a chore. They didn't want to raise you, but they did it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, my parents will never say that because they had 6 of us. So like, they obviously could have stopped. So it wasn't my fault or my issue. I was number 4. They could have stopped there. That's a good number. But no, they went to 6. Yeah, so they won't say that because I'd be like, Mom, Dad, you could have stopped. I don't know, you had like one of each of us. By honestly, you could have stopped at 3. You had 2 boys and a girl.
Steven.
So
celibacy can be very difficult for some people.
Yeah. It's a military family. Military Catholic families are the biggest families I've ever seen in my life. And that's what mine is. But like all the other ones that are like really big Catholics and heavy military, I swear they're all like 5, 6, 7 kids.
Also just like farming families.
Yeah. Well, they just need all the extra hands they can get.
Yeah, man, free labor.
Yeah, I mean, free labor. What's not to like about free labor?
Mm-hmm. There's something I wanted to bring up real quick.
Okay, yeah, man.
So,
shoot.
I like music. You like music, right?
Yeah.
We would listen to music. Normally,
you play a little music, right? You play drums, right?
Huh?
You play drums?
I have a drum kit, yes.
Oh, so you don't play drums. You just teaching yourself? You learning?
Well,
you're right. It's the drums. Everybody plays the drums.
Well, the first day, or the day after I put them together and I started playing, I tried looking up like 1 or 2 video tutorials, and it was so slow. And I was like, I don't like this anymore. I'm just going to play. So I just love banging on them.
Okay, fair enough.
But anyway, normally if I find a new band or a new song or a new album that I really like, I don't know why I always have this kind of bad habit of listening to it repeatedly for like the next week or 2 until I get tired of it and then move on to the next thing. But for some reason, toward the end of this past summer, I knew the Beach Boys before. You know, I'd listened to them when I was little because my grandparents liked them. But started listening to a bit more of their music more in-depthly, and I was like, wow, I really like this stuff. And I was like, okay, when I get back to school, I guess I'm probably going to get tired of it. We're 4 weeks into school, and I'm still listening to the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
And now, it's interesting to me because this is the first time I haven't burned myself out, or I haven't been burned out from listening to a band or a song like this over and over again, and I don't know why.
It's just, it just means
Beach
Boys are just that good.
Yeah,
man.
I think it's just a credit to how amazing the Beach Boys are. Everyone should listen to them.
Yeah, man. And shout out to the Beach Boy guy that was friends with Charlie Manson. Okay? Shout out to him.
Oh, Dennis. Well, I mean, he wasn't
Cool guy.
friends with him. He just met him a couple times and talked
He
with
was
him.
friends. You not see all the fake movies? Okay, the movies about it. He was at his house. They were more
That doesn't
than
mean
friends.
anything.
Party animal. Okay,
I've been to plenty of people's houses, but I'm not really affiliated with them.
you're right, Zane. You're a party animal.
Not really.
You're right. You're not.
I like partying.
Yeah.
But
No, but yeah, the Beach Boys are super good. But to your point, yeah, I'm the same way when I find, because I listen to a lot of stuff on Spotify, right?
Mhm.
So after I like a song, whenever I like go back in the car, if I'm not listening to a podcast, I just start the like song playlist, and it's always like the same 5. And then I'm like, oh, new week, I gotta start finding like the new releases or discover weekly, and then I'll find the new stuff, and then it'll be like there for like the next like couple weeks, and then it'll just keep going, and then I'll be like, time to shuffle, play all my like songs, and I'm like, tired.
You know what's a great resource for finding new stuff without having to really look for it? YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's good.
With their like recommended lists.
Yeah, that's what Discover Weekly and
okay, that's what
Release
it is,
Radar.
basically.
Release Radar is like all my artists, if they put out anything like new or
Okay.
if like related to them, and then Discover Weekly is just stuff that sounds close to like other artists that I follow and stuff. Some good stuff. But it's like a very like mixed range. Like one moment you'll be like rap, and then the next is like Dean Martin and like the Rat Pack, you know, all them.
Mhm.
So it just goes, and then like goes to like the band Fozzy. So it's just like then the
Wait,
metal.
Fozzy.
Yeah, you ever heard the band Fozzy?
Do you mean Fugazi?
No, Fozzy. Fozzy.
Okay, no.
Yeah, they're a good band. You should check them out.
Okay. You
Lead
should check
singer,
out
you know who the lead singer is? Chris Jericho. You know who Chris Jericho is?
a wrestler.
A wrestler.
You should check.
The GOAT.
You should check out Fugazi. They're a rock band.
Rock and roll, brother. We rock. You know, I mean, speaking of rock and roll, I mean, we rocking and rolling right now through this podcast. Or are we rolling and rocking? I think both, man.
Neither.
Neither.
'Cause I'm just having a good time.
Just having a good time, brother. Good time. Can we please bring that back? I want everyone to talk like that.
Bring what back?
Brother.
I mean,
Like, all of us
There's
need
still-
to talk like Hulk Hogan, but without saying the N-word. Okay? Like, that's my dream. Don't say the N-word, but you talk like Hulk Hogan. If every man on the planet talked like Hulk Hogan without saying the N-word, that would be awesome.
my brain just went blank. I had a brain fart. I can't remember. What I was
Hulkamania,
gonna say.
brother. Oh, yeah.
Well, I thought you meant brothers, just saying it more often, like "Hey,
No,
brother," like that.
Yeah, but
Because
like,
I was about to say, statistically,
like
there
in
probably are a lot of people that still say that.
but you can't be like, hey, brother. You have to be like, hey, brother. You gotta like do it in
To me, that sounds no different. When you said that just now 2 times, it sounds the same to me. Like the inflection on it. You just like lowered your voice.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be a low voice when you say it. It's just gonna be like, hey, brother. Brother. Hell yeah, brother.
Steven, I just want to say you have great ideas all the time. They're all winners.
Thanks, man. That means a lot, Zane. I mean, that's what I can't wait until we start making our sketches. I know, like now we're just like rambling, but like our sketches are gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, well, and if they're not, we'll at least enjoy making them.
I mean, yeah, I have a blast.
I mean, I think I've laughed. I haven't seen you laugh any harder than when we made your banana video, and you put all that random stuff on me for the costume.
Guys,
you looked at
take
me
a
for the first
poll.
time.
Take a poll. Should I put my banana gun commercial on the page?
No.
Zane doesn't want it because
Only because at the end of it, I commit suicide with a banana.
Zane is a bona fide star.
And I just
showed my grandparents it, and they laughed their butts off.
Well,
okay,
maybe one day I will feel comfortable enough putting that online. But for right now, not really.
yeah, you have me and Zane doing a terrible like old western thing. It's like there's town ain't big enough for the. I'm laughing. I can't even do it.
You weren't even laughing just then. You
I
started laughing
struggling.
after the sentence was over.
This town ain't big enough for the 2 of us. And then Zane's like, I could have said it better myself. Or I said that. I don't even remember. And then he just shoots me. The best one is the potassium K line.
That is the worst line. That is the worst dialogue, but the best visuals of the whole video.
You dressed up as a nerdy geek, and I'm like a thug holding bananas, and then
Like it's a big boombox or something.
yeah,
Banana box.
the banana box. Such a funny video.
It's pretty good. I had more fun making it though.
Yeah, I mean, I had a blast making your indestructible phone video.
I like that one a lot too.
I just like trip.
Even though my favorite thing is do you remember how it ended?
Oh, like kicking my feet to my back?
No, with you leaning back in your bed and you giving a thumbs up to the camera.
Oh, yeah.
I only like that because of the stupid warped effect I put in and how it made your face look. It looks so great. I don't know why I love it so much. The simple stuff like that just gets me.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess, do you have anything else you'd like to talk about or mention?
No, Zane, I think we killed it today. I think today was a good first day back in the booth. Mm-hmm. I think we're finally going to put our last episode from before the summer started.
Oh, yeah.
Which is going to be hilarious because we don't have any clue what it sounds like. So you're welcome. And, Zane, do you have a slogan for us or anything you want to say?
I don't have a slogan, but I have some closing words. We hope if you've listened to this, you've enjoyed it. We hope that with all the new content that we're going to put forward, that you enjoy the change.
Share with some friends.
And and just because we're moving away from talking about movies and stuff, that isn't to say we'll never go back to that or maybe do an episode about movies again.
And I can promise you we will be talking about movies on some of them because there are some movies that I want to see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, still tons of more movies I want to talk about.
The one movie with the guy that directed Guardians of the Galaxy.
James Gunn?
No, not James Gunn. I'm sorry. He was going to direct the third one, but The Last Thor, he plays...
are you talking about Jojo Bunny or whatever?
Jojo Rabbit?
Jojo Rabbit, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that movie, and I want to see Joker. And Jojo Rabbit seems hilarious to me.
Yeah, it looks okay. Looks average to me.
Anything with Hitler being a joke is hilarious to me.
Well, he's always been a joke.
You're right. All right, but... oh, man. I think we nailed it. No, Zane, so I want you to make a slogan, like a cool send-off slogan.
Well, I can't come up with one on the spot.
Like,
I'll just say
one of the podcasts I have is he just says "Hail yourself," yeah, and then
you can always come up with some of the shittiest jokes.
He says it. No, it's not a joke. That's a serious thing. Last podcast on the left, they say "Hail yourself." Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want you to make a slogan for the podcast,
the show. I might not. But I just want to say, hope all you people had a great summer.
Yeah, we love you, puppies.
And hope the rest of the year goes well too.